Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cabally, Steelers signaling Keanu Benton's the guy by not signing top defensive lineman. The Pittsburgh Steelers signed Daniel Equaly on Sunday night, but the team didn't make a big splash in the defensive line market despite a clear need at the position. While a first-round defensive lineman is very much in play for the Steelers, the Pat McAfee show's Mark Cabally thinks that Keanu Benton will have a lot on his plate this season and that the Steelers are showing faith in him by not signing a definite starter at the position. As long as this goes on and they don't add a piece or a key piece or a definite starter, just tells me, Keanu Benton's the guy. I mean, even if they do draft one in the first round, what are the odds of him coming in and being successful and being so ready to go that he's gonna get 80% of the snaps? I don't see it. I think they're gonna have a huge ask of Benton right now unless there's something coming here that I don't see, Cabally said on the Fan Morning Show on 93.7 The Fan Monday. It usually takes rookie defensive linemen some time to get acclimated to Pittsburgh's scheme. Even in a deep and talented defensive line class, it's hard to see a rookie playing the majority of the snaps for the Steelers. Equaly is a good depth signing who can play well against the run, but he likely isn't suited to be a full-time starter. While there's been some thought about kicking Benton out to defensive end, he might wind up starting the season playing nose tackle as he has for the majority of the past 2 seasons. If the Steelers draft someone capable of playing the nose, Benton could kick to defensive end when the rookie gets up to speed. Still, it wouldn't be a surprise, barring a more significant signing, although there aren't impact guys available, if Benton began the season at nose tackle. Entering his 3rd year in the league, he didn't make the sophomore jump that some expected out of him, so year 3 will be important for Benton to prove his value and work on his pass rush juice. He only has 2 sacks, one in each of his first 2 seasons, but the Steelers seem comfortable relying on him to play a bigger role in 2025, and their relative inaction in the defensive line market proves as much. It also can't be counted out that the Steelers double-dip on the defensive line in the draft, but with just 6 selections following the DK Metcalf trade, that becomes harder to do. A year 3 jump from Keanu Benton might be needed for the Steelers to have a strong defensive line, and the team seems to think it could be coming. Asked and answered, March 18. Russ Pallone from Trinidad, Colorado, should we give Mason Rudolph the keys to the car, draft a quarterback we can maybe develop, and spend some money on our defense? Answer, that course of action sounds good, but just saying it or writing it doesn't make it a real possibility, especially when it comes to drafting a quarterback we can develop, because that's a path a lot of other teams might be trying to follow as well. I believe the ideal scenario would be to have Mason Rudolph serve as a veteran backup for the 2025 season, with the possibility of going to him in the event of subpar play or an injury to the starter. Drafting a quarterback we can develop sure sounds like a nice plan, but who might be available to draft and at what cost in terms of draft capital, and might the guy drafted have a ceiling as a backup in the league anyway? As for spending money on the defense, I see the way to reinforce/retool the defensive line has to be done by spending premium draft picks on the position instead of looking for that kind of player via free agency. The same can be said about looking to add a long-term starting caliber cornerback to play opposite Joey Porter Jr., because on Monday it was reported that the Texans agreed with CB Derek Stingley Jr. on a 3-year, $90 million extension. Bo Jackson from Buckhorn, New Mexico, seems like we are on a merry-go-round ride with quarterbacks. I thought we would be able to get Justin Fields, but now we are waiting on Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. But what is your opinion of Mason Rudolph? I know he is not a powerhouse, but there is a lot less drama there. Answer, based on Mason Rudolph's age, he will turn 30 before training camp opens in July, and the fact he was an unrestricted free agent after both the 2022 and 2023 seasons and wasn't offered a job as a starter or a contract commensurate with a starter's salary indicates he is seen by teams around the league as a backup. Make no mistake, there is nothing wrong with being seen as a backup. A lot of players have gone on to long and lucrative NFL careers in that role, but that's how I believe Rudolph is being seen at this point in his career. Eric Smith from Woodbridge, Connecticut, what do you think about the signing of Mason Rudolph? He has shown that given the Steelers' style of play, he can win games while protecting the football. I think it's a sneaky good signing that can pay off if Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson isn't signed, or if one of them, or someone else, is signed and gets hurt. Answer: I would agree, and I would add to that if the Steelers do find themselves in a situation where they have Mason Rudolph as part of the depth chart at quarterback, also including a rookie draft pick either in 2025 or 2026, he would serve as a mentor and do so willingly. Jesus Sada from Monterrey, Mexico, I loved watching Joe Hayden play for the Steelers for the last 5 years of his 12-year NFL career. He was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection, once with the Steelers. Is Darius Slay projected to be a similar player for the Steelers? Answer: at this stage of his career, Darius Slay, 34, has played 12 NFL seasons, the first 7 in Detroit and the last 5 in Philadelphia, and he played in 6 Pro Bowls, 3 with each franchise. As of this writing, I would pencil in Slay to start at cornerback opposite Joey Porter Jr., but being that today is March 18, a lot of things can happen between now and the 2025 regular season opener. Dean Florio from Allentown, Pennsylvania, what are your thoughts on acquiring a pure fullback? I see less and less of this position being utilized on most NFL teams. Answer: NFL teams have grown very reluctant to commit a roster spot to a fullback, unless that player can contribute more than just serving as a lead blocker for the running back. If a player is nothing more than a lead blocker for a running back, opposing defenses will know what's coming every time he's on the field and react to that accordingly. My sense is that for a team to commit one of its 53 roster spots, 46 on game days, to a fullback, that player must either be a legitimate threat as a receiver, or a core special teams player. Or both. Pittsburgh Steelers offer to Aaron Rodgers revealed. The Pittsburgh Steelers' pursuit of Aaron Rodgers continues as he hopes for an offer from the Minnesota Vikings and has a more lucrative offer than the one the Steelers have offered him from the New York Giants. According to Steelers insider Jerry Dulac, the Steelers are offering Rodgers just a 1-year deal, and while the exact price was not revealed, Dulac says the team intends to sign whichever veteran quarterback they land to just a 1-year deal. 2 things are certain: no matter which option they choose, they will not give any quarterback they bring in anything more than a 1-year contract. That is what the Steelers are offering Rodgers. Sources said the delay in the Steelers' discussions with Rodgers was not about money, Dulac wrote. Mike Silver of The Athletic reports that Rodgers would like to be paid similarly to Sam Darnold, which would be right around $33 million per year. It is unknown if Rodgers wants 1 or 2 years, but that is probably more than the Pittsburgh Steelers would pay to Rodgers. The New York Giants are also waiting on what Rodgers' decision will ultimately be this offseason. And you, fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write to us in the comments.